Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another StarCraft 2 1 vs 1. I am Italian, and I was going through some replays that I got from a good friend of mine, and this one was especially interesting, so I'm going to jump right into it and get to who these players are. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Entombed Valley, this is Root's very own MaSa, I'm not sure, I'm going to go with MaSa, it sounds fancier. And he is jokingly called Root's secret weapon. He's been an up-and-coming, very young player who's shown himself to be pretty good thus far. He's actually performed very well on a couple of rounds, and I mean, Root wouldn't pick up just anybody in the world, right? So he's got to be worth something, certainly. He's no scrub. His opponent, though, certainly not a scrub either, is going to be spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, the blue Protoss Area Kitty, who is actually on Team Pulse. And I got this replay from Kitty, who originally went by the name Hello Kitty. Sort of wanted to be a little bit of a trollish in name, never thought he'd be super big or super good, and he's actually turned out to be one of the best in North America. In fact, he ranked as 5th in North America in the WCS. He plays for the University of Texas at Austin and helps them go very, very far in the CSL competitions in general. I was lucky enough to cast the playoffs for the University of Texas Austin team. And yeah, Kitty is their go-to ace player, best that they have. He's an exceptional player, really good on the micro, knows his builds very, very well, plays the game an awful lot. But we're going to have to see how MaSa does, and saving up to 400 minerals, going Command Center before Barracks, a rather interesting choice. Certainly not unknown, but it leaves him a little vulnerable, you know, to some openings. It certainly tells Kitty that he's going an extremely economic build, or he wants to get his economy beefed up before he decides to push out with some kind of an attack or something. And this is actually rather interesting. His Barracks dropped right now. MaSa's, I mean, that doesn't, a supply depot will not cover that. If I could maybe, there we go, get a better view there. So that supply depot will not cover that spot there, so he is, in fact, yes, going to drop another barracks. So he has this 2 barracks front. With an early CC, he can really bring down some extra mules, create some extra XCVs, and help pump out some more minerals that will help him utilize both of these for getting a whole lot of Marines. You can tell this, I just want to remark real quick, this is in fact on the ladder. You can tell by the spawn points. For anybody who's, you know, curious, is this some tournament or something? No, not the case. These two players just meeting on the ladder, doing their 1v1s, and MaSa actually almost inviting his opponent in, saying, hey, come on in. Come look, and Kitty, you slip on in, dude. Come on. Oh, he's not actually going to go for the scout. Loses the pro. That was a little unusual. Of course, does not want to let that Zealot in. The Zealot would have a heyday trying to eat up this nummy mineral line. And so both players, having scattered where each other are, the Kitty does not quite have the minerals for a Nexus before that engineering bay is dropped to block the Nexus from Protoss. So there's a couple hundred health points that will have to be worked through. The SCV does not make it out alive. Tell his friends of his little victory, and that'll get worked down shortly, I'm sure. So both players posturing up, moving into, you know, there's obviously no cheese going on. MaSa even taking both of his gas, calling down lots of meals, utilizing that extra orbital, and not moving out with it yet. And with the second supply depot here, we'll probably see this barracks lift up and move over shortly. Now with 3 barracks out, we're going to see, you know, is he going to go into some 3 racks kind of pressure? Or is he going to simply move out, you know, in the much later stages when he has a whole lot of tech? He hasn't even scouted his opponent. But with the timings, he knows where he is. He's scattered up top, knows, nope, nothing could be going on there. And this is going to be very, very interesting. Kitty is going into some 3-gate pressure. His gateways should time up well with the warp gates. We're going to have to see if this does do anything. With a single bunker, it could do a lot of damage. Some good force fields to keep the repair off. Oh, MaSa does see the pylon. Okay, so that's going to get scattered readily. Oh, and this is interesting. MaSa's actually got a hidden CC going down over here that he's going to float up to here for a 3rd. Oh, and Kitty's probably not going to scout that for some time. A wandering observer might find it. That's very, very clever by MaSa, utilizing his ability to lift off. And now with 2 more bunkers, yeah, this should hold very, very readily. I don't think Kitty, especially with only 3 gateways, is going to be able to do this. And now here's the full scout. He sees where the base is. He even steals 5 minerals. I want to see just one game where those 5 minerals could have made a difference, and people just go nuts over the fact of, oh my god. It actually came down to the fact that some little worker from the other team came in and took 5 minerals out of the main, but there's almost no feasible way to tell that one way or the other. So Kitty's going to be moving forward here. Thankfully moves the Stalker back. Is going to come up here, see everything, and decide, yeah, no. Doesn't even, ooh, yeah, doesn't quite lose that Zealot. Only burned a single Guardian Shield. No Force Fields went down. So not a whole ton of energy spent. And now with 3 racks with the Tech Lab, 2 Reactor Cores on the way, MaSa is moving into a very, very standard transition up into the mid-game. In fact, he's not even really transitioning, just going to go with the usual bio, nothing out of the ordinary from Terran. Love this play, though. Needs to just go ahead and unload that SCV, start going orbital, get some mining going on there, and he could really, really utilize. Oh, that SCV was getting poked and prodded just a little bit. Kitty has moved up into the Twilight Council, but is also getting his robotics facility. So he might go into a Blink Stalker kind of play. Oh no, he's actually going right into DT Shrine. And we're going to have to see Warp Prism. It'll be Warp Prisms, of course. And he's also getting the +1 armor upgrade. Love that play. A lot of people would focus a lot on their DTs and otherwise just defending, trying to keep scouts out and whatnot. Which, of course, you can't prevent a comsat from going down. Maybe if he had placed it over here, the prism would have been a little bit more hidden from any potential comsat. And we'll watch to see if one does go down. But still, not neglecting the basic upgrades for the rest of your army. The armor especially is going to make these Zealots a lot beefier, and MaSa has not scouted that yet. We're going to have to see single Marine goes ahead and stems and probably gets wiped out. He may have seen, well, not much of anything. That third is up and going, and it's so clever. Now he has, did he scout it? No. He's just getting this missile turret out of this paranoia, I suppose, or out of caution, which I very much enjoy that. And this is an interesting little wall that he has. It does force the DTs either to run way, way around or to swing over by the missile turret. So another single Marine sacrifice for the betterment of the scouting. Yes, there is the comsat. DTs are known. However, oh, they're already getting warped in for being spread out, being sent apart. MaSa decides he's going to go ahead and push forward. He thinks his opponent's army is going to be weaker, but the +1 armor has finished, and these Zealots are just a bit tanky. Meanwhile, the DTs are wrecking havoc in the main. Oh, this DT needs to move back. He's going to be seen. This one can also be seen. Yeah, and not quite. Oh, that's a shame. Those 2 DTs probably could have been saved if Kitty was a little bit better about watching him. He was keeping the defense at the front here, though. And so now Kitty has to, okay, he's definitely going Templar attack. He could throw down a supply bay, but he's already got the research going. Charge is finished, and charge lots with Storm can work so very effectively. Do like the factory coming down, just being a little more coy here, and I'm not sure why this single Marine is up here. Doesn't seem like there would be a whole lot of, I mean, maybe he's scouting for hidden expansions or something, but you know, spoiler alert, there is nothing up there. Charge has been revealed. I think it was seen earlier. And 01 has finished for MaSa, who's getting his armory now in the second engineering bay as well. So he'll be able to go 2-2 as soon as the armory finishes and as soon as the infantry armor one finishes. Kitty goes ahead and takes his third, but he thinks he's safe. He's really not doing well. Oh, and meanwhile, there's been some DTs just poking guys all over the place here. 17 workers have been killed by Kitty. He's a little speck of blue lost amidst the red, so it's hard to see on the minimap, but it's not hard to see this massive red pushing forward, catching out a couple of sentry stalkers. Easy free kills, and MaSa rightly decides to go ahead and pull out. I'm wondering what is wrong for Kitty. He's doing well on harvesters. Maybe he's just committed so much to this DT play, his supply is just very, very low right now. He warps in a couple more DTs right here at the front. So he's going to go ahead and, nope, they're going to get scanned and taken out, and Kitty's going to go ahead and just GG. The harass was kind of continuing here, but it really wasn't making the biggest of differences, excuse me. And this third, oh man, if Kitty possibly knew, he had no idea whatsoever. That allowed MaSa to just play straight M and walk in and face roll. So that's the end of this game. I do plan on casting more random 1v1s. Should be loading them up to my YouTube channel. I am, of course, casting a fair bit for the Semi-Pro Gaming League, occasionally for Quantic, and a whole lot for the Edmonton area, Prairie Lights, ISL tournaments. Tune into any of those to catch some more awesome StarCraft 2, and I'll see you guys in the next game.